welcome everyone to the Sunny Shell After Party. And of course, in here with us so far, we have the guest of honor. Sunny is with us. We also have popping in here with us our local student, Dr. Ben, is with us. And of course, the producer and co-host extraordinaire, Mr. Mikey Famine, is also with us.
Let the party begin.
But we do expect more folks to jump in as we've spammed out a bunch of links. If you're interested in jumping in here and hanging out with us, feel free to send us a message. It'll come up because I have tabs open there. So it'll come up and you guys can get a link and jump in here and be ridiculous with the rest of us.
Yeah, we've been ridiculous already.
How dare you?
Just a quick mention, though. You guys have heard the music that opens up these shows, I'm assuming. Right?
Not once.
It usually comes on, but it usually comes on before we come on. If you dig what you hear, then you can check our description box below there, and it has a link right to all my music, because it's all my music that you're hearing. That's my horrible voice that you're hearing going on there. So. Sorry about that.
Horrible.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
My mom says I'm handsome. And here's the lovely Stephanie Helms, who's joined us.
I figured Stephanie was going to join us.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, she's becoming furniture as well.
Yeah,
Beck
right.
and I were called the
furniture ages ago, fan.
Yeah.
I'm like a divan
With a love seat.
No, because Beck was the love seat and I was the armchair.
Right. Swede was
Stephanie
the
could be
footstool.
something else. Yeah.
The ottoman, as they call them.
Yes.
What did you say? You're going to be the daybed, Steph? Is that what you're going to be?
Divan.
Divan, okay. There you go.
That seems fitting.
You don't want to be the Millennium Falcon coffee table? That's what I'm going to do with mine. Once I build that sucker, it's going to be a coffee table.
Well, at least it's going to be that and not something that the doctor fishes out of some orifice like you were talking about earlier.
Some orifice, yeah. Neil, you're going to have to stop using the Nerf gun and the Lego at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
You don't tell me how to party.
Mom and Deb is on her way.
Who's that?
Mama Deb is on her way in. I gave her a link.
Uh-oh. Mama Deb, everyone behave.
Yeah, behave.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hang on. I wasn't finished. Badly. Oh, yeah. Little spiders watching me from there.
I have made contact.
Contact with
spider. Contact with the Swede.
Have you? Oh,
yay! Cool. All right.
He's still alive. He made it through another one.
Thank
Yeah.
Through another one.
Yeah.
goodness.
Even
I
though
was
the
so
odds
relieved
were-
when I saw him post.
Me too. Because this one was even less of a chance apparently. But you know what?
Yeah.
Doctors are getting better. So procedures are getting better, more updated. So yeah, I guess the chances were a little bit more on his side this time.
Irish Swede Sonny is our friend who had a ascending aortic dissection.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had a second dissection
The
recently.
second time. Yeah.
Yeah, second time. And he's alive. He's still with us. So
He's still with us.
we're
He's
very
still
happy.
breathing.
We're very happy.
Still has that cyborg heart implant thing that you can hear clicking.
Yeah.
Good old Iron Man.
Yeah, exactly. Uh-oh.
there you go.
Now who's sending me messages? Oh, geez.
Something
Coins.
Something went cling.
It was Facebook.
Yeah, it's the coins. Well, it's not the coin. It's the Facebook, but
Oh, no.
kind of almost like coins.
The little group thing that Phil made for us to get everyone hooked up to come on the show, he's just posted in there again.
Oh.
Got you.
After party link for Sunny. He wants the after party link there. Okay, I can do
Already
that.
got
I
it?
can do that.
I'm already done.
Do that.
I'm already done.
Oh.
Yeah, Sonny, it's been a hot minute. I haven't seen you in a while.
I
I don't see it in
know.
there.
I know. We need to have you back on.
Yeah, we
Of course,
need
you're
to
so
chat.
busy now. You've been on AXP and
I haven't been on
Talk
AXP
Heathen
yet,
and-
but I'm a regular host of Talk Heathen
Talkie then, okay.
in the Transatlantic Call-In show, so they monopolize my time a little bit. But no, I missed your show a lot. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
It just showed up.
You were great. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna have to have you back on very soon.
But I want to get you in touch with someone who's about to join us. She's brand new to the community, but we all love her so much. Mama Deb, if you've seen anything going around about her, Oz just did a subscriber stream for her the other day. But she talks about mental health and all things related. So definitely, you two should chat sometime.
Oh yeah.
She'll be in tonight.
Cool. Absolutely. That's my jam. Mental health and
Yeah, you two will get along very well.
oh, cool. I can't wait to meet her. And I'll have to have her on. Actually, on Saturday on Women Atheist Unload, we're doing a whole show on ACEs, which is Adverse Childhood Experience.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you should definitely get Mama Deb in for Women Atheists Unload. She'd be a great person to add to your show sometime.
Absolutely. So when Phil comes on, you can say, "Hey, Phil, we've already brought someone on to the show, and we didn't ask your permission.
We didn't ask."
Doing it anyway.
I'm just giving a recommendation of somebody that fits the mission of the show. So
Fantastic.
I'm just saying.
I'll have to get her a link and get her in the chats and all that.
Ooh.
I'm just saying when you ask people things, you run the risk of them saying no. If you just do it, now you run the risk of being.
this is Mama Deb.
Hey.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me.
I was just
I
talking
think-
you up to Sunny. So
Yep. And
Yeah, but
sorry,
I
Mama
think
Deb.
I think we've talked before, haven't we? You look so familiar to me, or maybe I just saw you on the Oz show. and
she's
that's
been
why.
on.
I've been on Oz and Neil.
Okay. Okay.
Did you
I
guys-
guess that's why it looks so familiar.
Did you guys used to date or something? Like,
I can safely tell you I've never dated a blonde in my
She's
life.
been
but-
on. She's been on being comfortable with the uncomfortable on Tang. So that might be where you've seen her if you were watching it.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I think that's
Hey,
Phil, turn off the stream.
I'm working on it. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was hearing myself talk. That was creepy.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh.
Doing
Doing
good.
all right. I was like, I
Excellent.
need to. Yeah, but I need you to get in touch with Sunny and Phil. They're great people. So
Okay.
Say
I
hello.
have to write this down because my memory is diddly squat sometimes. So
yeah, there are these people here. The one in between Neil and Mikey, and then the one on the bottom.
okay.
Oh, I just
So
subscribed
Phil-
to you, Deb, so we know of you.
Oh, you
we'll
did?
be after you. Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of that, Phil,
Yes.
they already invited her on.
Say again?
Say
They
what?
already invited her on. She's already
Yeah.
come.
Well, I didn't. I just gave the recommendation.
Yeah.
It was student Dr.
And
Ben
Sunny is
and
the one because
Sunny.
I have no control over what you all do on your channel. I just give the recommendations, and then y'all can do with them what you will. But it was Sunny that had already invited her.
Yeah,
So
Then
she
we're
has
now.
well, she's into mental health.
I
and
am.
So that's like my jam.
Yeah.
And so we're actually going to be doing a show on Saturday on ACEs.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yes, that is massively my jam. That's what I do for a living is work with kids who've been abused. So
I actually work with autistic children now. But yeah, mental health is such a big part of my life, unfortunately. But at 52, I know how to manage it, and my whole goal is to make it the information available for people who were like me at 17 being diagnosed with this huge problem and not be given any helpful tools. I want to put those tools out for people to have so that they can start to say, okay, these are the questions I need to ask, and this is how I can help beginning the healing process for myself and how to deal with life in general, because life sucks. It is hard sometimes. But when you throw in things like depression, anxiety, people dealing with transphobia and homophobia and all that stuff, it is 100 times harder than it needs to be. And I just really, truly believe that we need to rally as a community and put it out there so we can help as many people as possible.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Pretty
Definitely.
damn hard to be gentle on yourself sometimes.
It is
Really
so
is.
hard, Steph. Yes.
Difficult. It's really difficult to just sort of like, okay, I'm in too deep. That's like I gotta backpedal here and get my feet on the pool floor
Yeah.
and
I mean,
feel
that-
okay.
That was
That's-
today. I, for no reason, woke up so sad and so depressed. And I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? Am I doing anything that's worthwhile? I raised my 3 children. They're beautiful, wonderful adults. What am I doing that it makes my life so worthwhile? And I got a text from my young man that I help every day. And his dad's like, listen, he's having a really bad day. I just don't think we should meet today. I said, okay. So I called him and I FaceTimed him, and that's very hard for him. But he sees me and he goes, Deborah, excited. And I was like, oh my God, you just made my whole freaking day because you're excited to see me. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to see you too. And he's like, bye-bye. I'm like, okay, bye-bye. So, it's so hard because there was no reason for me to be sad or upset. I've had really kind of a really good week thus far. And it's, when it happens, and there's no damn reason why. But, probably because Ben and I had a really heavy show yesterday. That's probably why I woke up this way. Because a lot of stuff that we had to talk about is, our mental health and being a medical professional. So it's really, really hard. And like I said, Steph, I'm 100% with whoever we can. We can help help anyone. I'm sorry, I just got distracted by reading that. Poor Pebbles, she gets so abused. Good thing she asked you,
damn
Ben.
Well, that started because, so hamsters kind of look like potatoes, and so I lovingly call my hamster my little potato because she kind of looks like a potato. And then Stool
Lovingly.
Stool called my hamster an anus potato.
Oh, Jesus.
Of
Yeah.
course you
I
did.
said the
Yeah.
words, and then I said the words in a Twitter chat, do not put my hamster up your anus. And then Stool screenshotted it and is posting it like all over the internet. So this is
Yeah.
it's okay because anything I say on any internet platform, I am committed to the risks if it is to go out there because it's the internet.
Mhm.
But it's just funny to me that's now just being posted places.
That'll be a meme. It'll be a meme very soon.
Like I should not have to say things like that.
Is that better at all, Mikey?
Except you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did say it. And again, I'm saying I shouldn't.
You are
I shouldn't have
spreading
to
the
say it.
fucking meme.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, Pebbles, like the reason why she is not on screen very much is because hamsters are nocturnal animals, and she will wake up at like 11 p.m. and that's just how it is. So, and
You have to
I'm not
protect
gonna
her.
wake her
Let's
up.
be honest. You have to protect her.
Yeah, I'm not waking her up because she could be grumpy. If I wake her up.
Jesus Christ, Dave.
Potato.
Grumpy, nobody likes a grumpy potato.
No grumpy potatoes.
Nick should be in here.
I did, however, get the picture of Pebbles in a new sandbox. Oh my God, I'm so in love with that damn
because it's
hamster.
got the hole in it, and she just sticks her head out the top.
I have some news on
Ooh.
Ollie,
Uh-oh.
just in case any, because Ollie is in the Maritimes, so he was
that's
during
right.
that whole hurricane thing. He called me. He called me the day after the big windstorm and everything that turned to shit. He's fine. He said he was lying in bed, and there were gusts that were up to 170 kilometers an hour of wind,
Holy crap.
and it was literally lifting his trailer up.
Oh my gosh.
He thought the
Wow.
trailer was going to flip. He lost both of his sheds, the wooden one and the aluminum one. He said he was able to rescue his tools that were in there and stuff like that. But he's fine. He said, "Screw this! I'm going to my parents." So he went to his parents because they have a generator. So they had power at the parents' place. So he's perfectly okay.
So
Oh, good.
he has cell
Good.
phone connection and power and all that stuff.
So he's not. They've been there. They should have power now.
Okay, so why is he not here?
I know. It may not be in his area, but apparently some of the main areas got power again. So
he should drive over there so he can be part of the show.
There's
That
roads.
was a
that were
very
ripped
short
up.
span of sympathy there, Mikey.
all I heard is that his phone works and he's not doing anything at home right now. So, I mean,
Priorities. He needs to be here, right?
yes,
Yeah.
clearly and obviously, yes.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
friends in Nova Scotia and PEI. A whole bunch of people just got really just wailed on.
Hope you feel better, buddy.
And now
What are they
Florida's
doing
going to
with
be
the
hit really bad in the next
Oh.
few days.
That's
It's going
what
to
I
go right up.
heard.
Right up
but
the
that's
East
America's
Coast.
dick. Who cares?
First of all, how dare you?
I posted on Twitter, or I retweeted it on Twitter, an actual weather graphic that had the tracks going up Florida, and the weatherman had drawn two circles, one to the west, one to the east, and for all the world, it was like.
I don't get it.
Your imagination.
I don't get it.
Oh.
Florida will now forever be known as Scrotorida.
Florida. Okay. All right.
Listen, we didn't come for your Canadian beavers, okay? We let you guys be. You leave America's dick alone.
We're not sharing our Canadian beavers with you.
We let you keep your beavers.
Don't make me release the Cobra chickens, or also known as military grade pigeons.
Just a reminder, Mama Deb, you can't choose your friends, you know.
Yeah. Oh, believe me.
This is too intense for you.
No, as twisted as this may seem, these are my people. These are my people. Because I've had to make some choices, and I'm glad that I chose the way I did, because I have love and support that is unreal in this community, and I could not be happier. I'm trying to fix it, Mikey. I'm trying.
Deb's really bad with technology, like
You're
really
also,
bad.
and you're also coming in super hot, Ben.
You were gonna say something, Steph?
Yeah, I had to turn my gain up because I was doing ACA stuff again, and they have all the weird settings.
They do have weird settings.
Okay.
God bless them.
But referring to the military grade pigeons thing, those are the lower quality pigeons, right? So there are ones that are better than that. They're better pigeons.
Yeah, those are the ones that are way overpriced and don't work half the time. You have to throw most of them away.
Yeah, that's because anything military grade usually sucks.
Doesn't work at all.
That's true.
I'm
So true.
sorry.
It's the worst type.
I'm sorry.
Overpriced, wasted.
I misquoted. It's not military grade pigeons. It's weapons grade pigeons.
There
Okay.
you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's
What
always
Canada geese are known as
when
their
people
weapons grade.
like are so excited about military grade thing. Like, I don't think you want half the shit the military.
No, not
Is
at all.
there, is there weapons grade pigeon shit?
Yeah.
You should see the
Weapons
field out here when
grade
they stop by.
Anus potato.
Oh
That's,
God.
Then dogs eat it, and then they get sick, and it's like, what the hell?
It's I used to play soccer, and you would always hate if the fucking geese had been through that field. You're like, oh my
the
god.
geese. The geese.
Yes,
Oh my
the
God.
They are mean
No.
fuckers.
That's what he's talking about. The Canadian
Canadian geese,
Those
aka
are
Cobra
mean
chickens or
fuckers.
They're not
weapons
Canadian
grade
geese.
pigeons.
They're Canada geese. Come on.
We have
Canada geese, whatever.
we have such an influx of them all year round here in like
There we
Portland,
go.
Portland, and all the surrounding
Deb.
facilities. Good, better. Okay.
Yeah, hey, nice to hear ya.
And it is so crazy because we cannot get rid of them. You could shoo them off, and it could
No,
be
you
the
can't.
dead of winter, and they keep coming back to the same spots over and over again. So now they've been adopted. Like, people feed them and do all this. We're never
Idiots.
fucking getting rid of them.
Bad
I
idea.
mean, oh God,
Don't
And
feed
stop giving birds bread. It's not good for them.
that's totally not good for them.
They
Agreed.
don't need bread.
Yeah,
What else
it's
am I
like
supposed to
it's
soak up
it's
the
like
vodka in?
it's
Yeah, just
it's
give
like
them
the
rice.
deer.
It's smaller. Like, what are you guys?
Yeah, but
thinking?
rice expands in their stomachs. If you don't give it to them cooked, then it's bad for them also.
That's how
It's
you
like
get rid
the
of them,
deer
Deb.
on Fire
Ah,
Island.
okay.
Oh
Have
no,
a
I
whole
dropped
bunch
my
of exploding.
Oh my god, just it'd be like a Michael Bay movie. You're just like trying to drive down the street and there's just exploding fucking cobra chickens from the left and the right. One just went through the goddamn windshield, one's plastic on the back of the thing.
That's
Hey, Mikey.
fantastic.
It's
The flying
like
V is
it's
just like a tech
it's
nuke.
it's like the deer on Fire Island. You know, people will go out to Fire Island and
Deer on
feed the
fire.
deer.
Mhm.
New York, Long Island, New York. Fire Island's on the bottom of the thing. It's kind of a neat place. But there are all these deer out there. There's this incredible overpopulation of deer. And there are signs all over the place. Don't feed the deer. And the thing is, there are so many deer. You just walk through the thing and they're just there. And the poor things are so pathetically starved.
Oh yeah.
There's tons of them that people just, people are feeding the things, and it's like, it's just bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. You can't say no to Bambi. Bambi's looking at you all pathetic. You're like, oh, the little baby, what? It's starving. Look how
Uppercut.
it's gonna take my food, please.
Uppercut.
Okay. Yeah.
Knock that deer out. You gotta learn to fear man.
Oh,
Well,
Mikey,
you know what?
Mikey,
it's
can we get?
There's too much. There's an overpopulation.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Gotta start uppercutting.
Mikey,
It's
can
bad.
we get a weapons grade butt snake?
That would be like
what the heck?
that would be like the industrial remix.
Thank
Like if
goodness I already
Rammstein
that.
had did a remix. Like
Y'all.
the Rammstein remix.
So I have a question for you, Sonny. You
Okay.
said that you worked with abused children in court and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Have you ever heard of an organization called BACA?
Bikers Against Child Abuse.
Yes.
Yep.
I have several relatives that actually
No,
serve
never heard
in a
of it.
BACA chapter, and we were talking about the other day about like how they go in and they sit in, and I asked them, I said, how do you take hearing that time after time? Because the abuse these kids experience is horrific. And my cousin told me, she's like, I have to put earphones in. I can't listen to it. She's like, I just use my big body to block. I can't fucking listen to it. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with hearing what these kids have to say and not just make you want to hug them up and go, God, baby, I'll protect you for the rest of your life, because that's what I would do. But how do you deal with that day in and day out?
So, I get this question a lot. I am one of the forensic interviewers. So I
Okay.
sit in a room and I talk to them, and they look me in the eye and they tell me their stories. And I have to ask them questions to get even more details.
Yeah.
And we have to be kind of specific in order for it to be legally sound.
Yes.
If they say something, we have to say, okay, I may not understand. I may use different language. So let's dive into this and let's make sure that we're talking about the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that a lot of times people won't teach kids the proper names
Yes.
for their body
Yes.
parts.
Yes.
And so they'll say, well, Daddy ate my cookie.
Yeah.
Well, cookie is their word for vagina.
Yeah.
And if they could go to a teacher and say, Daddy ate my cookie. Well, that's okay. There's other cookies in the cookie jar. You
Yeah.
don't need it. And they'll, go on. So we teach people, they need to teach kids the proper
Absolutely.
names, because then I'm sitting in that room, or the other interviewers are sitting in that room. And when they say, Daddy eats my cookie, what do you mean by cookie? I want to make sure that I understand.
Yeah.
What is a cookie to you? So we have to go into great detail. So to answer your question, what we do is we focus on the hope and healing that comes at the end. Because once they tell us that story, and there are law enforcement and social services in the other room taking notes, and we pass this on to the DA's office, and we have therapy at my office as well. So we get these kids in therapy, and we're with them for 2 or 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
so we're watching them go from scared child to empowered child.
Yes.
And that's how we deal with it.
Oh.
But I will tell you, it's not easy sometimes. There are kids that stay with us that we think about all the time. Just some of their stories are uniquely horrific.
Yeah.
But
I
we
saw-
just continue to focus on the hope and healing at the end.
I saw a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of child abuse and even, unfortunately, some child murders when I was a paramedic. And that was the thing. Like, I remember when I testified in a murder trial, and I remember the call vividly. It will live with me to the day that I die. It is one of the things that I have PTSD over. And that MFer just looked at me and it flat out called me a liar. And, his defense attorney did. And I'm like, really? Because I got this. Here's my notes. Here's my chart. And they're like, oh, we hate her. We fucking hate her because she's being so thorough. Because I knew the minute that we went on it, it's unfortunate that when babies are shaken, their retinas detach. This young lady's retinas were detached. So we knew that he had shaken her to death.
Right.
But I have never been so angry or so steadfast in my stand for another human being as I was for that little girl. I'm like, I will be goddamned if she's dying in vain. I will be goddamned. And I remember when he got the death penalty in Nevada, I cried. I sat down and cried. I was so excited, But I think that would be, it's very toll taking. It really is. Cause like, look at me. I have PTSD over the whole thing. Cause I'm like, could I have tried harder? Could I have saved her life? It wasn't going to happen that day, but this things that happen, and God dang.
Y'all are taking this into a very serious
I'm
vein,
sorry.
and which is fine.
No, I'll stop.
But no, you don't have to. But if we're gonna be in a little serious vein right now, I want people to understand the trauma that trans kids are going through today.
Yes.
I really want people to understand how bad it is.
Yes.
Because their families are trying to do the best they can. Their doctors are trying to do the best they can to work with a child, to allow the child to be a child.
Yes.
And the state is intervening to make that illegal.
Right.
I mean, if you want to talk about stochastic terror,
yeah,
we are a society now in 26 states that won't let kids be kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but I think
that's
that
a
yes,
valid point,
individually, yes, child abuse is terrible, but as a society wide, this kind of child abuse, and we're the people who are accused of being groomers.
Right.
We're the people who are accused of perverting somehow or another society's stuff. And it's just leave us the fuck alone. Leave families alone. Leave children alone.
Yeah.
You people are being viciously attacking people who are just simply trying to live for your own political gain. And it's disgusting.
I agree.
You deserve a standing ovation.
Yeah, you
absolutely.
do for that one. Because Stephanie, I got to tell you, abuse comes in all shapes and forms. Okay, and the abuse that they're dealing out for those trans kids is abuse. Period. Into discussion, because they're not allowing to be the wonderful and loving people that they are meant to be. And I read something to Ben the other day that said, people who refuse to accept you as your true self are people who at one point in time had control, want you to be back to that person that they had control over. And if politicians have control over you as long as they have control over your parents, and these parents who are standing up and putting in the good fight for their kids, hats off, I applaud, kisses, everything. I will do anything and everything I can to support you. But those who are like turning their kids out, no, you send your babies to my house, because I will literally adopt them all and I will let them grow up to be what they want to be. And I think we need, that's another thing that I focus on my show, is that we need to have that higher level of care, because when I was 18, my best friend married his first husband. By the time we were 25, he was a widow, and he had died of a massive heart attack. And he took that money, tons of money he inherited, and he founded a thing called Jack's House. Jack's House is a place for displaced gay teenagers who've come out and said, I'm gay, and their family's like, get the fuck out. recently I talked to him. He's like, no, now we accept gay and trans. So like there are people out there putting in the fight. And I think that, Stephanie, I also believe that you are a voice that could absolutely put it out there for people to understand and see that, like, listen, fight it all you want, but in the end, I'm going to be who I'm going to be. And we might as well support and love our families for the way they are. I agree with you absolutely 100% on this. 100%.
It's very, very curious that you know, that I've never met a trans person who would say your child should be trans to assist.
No, right?
To assist people. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous, because we know how hard it is. I mean, it's like imagine a flip. Imagine a flip. I'm gonna take your cis kid and make them trans. Why the fuck would we've been through that fucking agony?
Yeah.
From the flip side.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to tell me I'm something I'm not, and I'm not that person. I'm trying to tell you. But as a child of 3.5, telling my mom I'm not a boy. Can you imagine that? People can't even think that that's even possible, but it is for a very tiny number of people, and it's such a tiny number of people that it appears to be impossible, and it works. The reason it works is because we are a tiny number of people.
You're right.
And it's become a thing because there was this brief period, this little tiny brief period in the later 2000s and early 2000 teens where, hey, that's okay. And maybe it's partially because of people like me who came out, transitioned, and in the late 90s. There was this brief period of time where, well, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, she did this. I don't understand it, but it's okay. It's cool. Now, we've given younger people the opportunity, the space to do that. They've said, I'm doing this, and it's just freaking people the fuck out. It's bad. It's just bad. I mean, it was easy. It was literally easy. It was hard as fuck to transition in the late 90s or earlier. I mean, I'm late in life transitioner, but I mean, for all the reasons, it's like, when was it good?
Yeah.
Why do people think it's good? that it's easy to do this? Why do people even imagine that people would do this on a lark?
Right, and the other people too that think that people are transitioning for the like we had a call on Transatlantic the last time I was on where they were essentially claiming that people transitioned for social benefit, like, right. And that was a thing. Like, okay, think about this. Wow. Any perceived social benefit would easily be outweighed by all of the social detriment that you get for being trans. Like, are you really going to put up with all of that for the sake of being able to apply to a women's scholarship?
That's so ridiculous. Let me put up with all the
let me get disowned by my family.
Yes.
And
it's so easy. It's a walk in the park.
Oh God, yes. I want to be told I'm wrong and everything about me is wrong. Yes, that's what I signed up for.
I get kicked out of the bathroom, kicked out of my family, scared to go out in public in the clothes I want to wear. Easy stuff. Yeah, I totally just put up with that for a scholarship.
Yeah, or a trophy or something else.
Right.
I mean, I've been on Transatlantic like 3 times now, and we always get one of these calls. It's like,
always,
what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, that's what the hell are you? Where are you getting this idea from? What do you obviously, you've made it your mission in life to make my life a misery, and so you're trying to tell me that I have it easy because you and your fellows are, running a campaign to say you are a child molester essentially and recruiter and pederast and all that. I know. I want everyone to leave children alone.
I think a lot of this has to do with, first of all, people have fear of the unknown or fear of things that they don't understand. But I think it would, like you said earlier, Stephanie, about how like late 90s and early 2000s, where it was like, I don't understand it, but okay. And I think it would have been that way. But you have the conservative right who are like looking at that as a way that they can rally people together, because there's nothing better to rally people together than fear and hatred. Get people to focus on some other that they can hate and fear, and they'll all come together as a group. And that's what the right loves to do. They like to focus on trans or atheist, or pick your women who want to have an abortion and want to actually have control of their own bodies as a way to maintain their power. I think if they had not done that, the rest of the public would kind of just eventually get to that point. They were already starting that until the political power tried to use it as a stranglehold to keep people voting for them because they feel like they're losing their power.
Well, and all of this is like deeply rooted in misogyny too. Like the transphobia issue and the homophobia issue are largely rooted in misogyny, and it's an interesting and incredibly infuriating thing that happens even when I'm on shows with Katie or Arden or Stephanie or anybody. It's people will call in and deliberately attack trans women, but then they will only address the trans women in the room, and they will pretend I'm not even there. I do not exist.
I know.
Because in their minds, I'm a woman and I don't deserve to be talked to. Right. But in their minds, these trans women are men, and it's beneath them to ever want to be feminine. So it's disgusting to them to think that someone would want to not be a cis man. But then it's just not worth their time to have a trans man who thinks he could ever be a real man, because once you were put into that woman box, there's no way you could ever even think that you're equal to us. And so we're just shoved in the corner, and no one will even address, like, I have to and we'll be on streams and they'll say something about like, well, men think this way. I'm like, oh, hold on, excuse me. Like, I'm in the room. I'm a man and I'm in the room and I think differently than you do. And a part of it too is that trans men destroy a lot of the arguments right off the bat because their arguments are tailored against trans women. And you say, okay, hold on, but trans men exist, and this completely like rebuts your argument. And then they block us.
I think, Ben, that part of it has. Exactly, and I think Ben that people, this culture, our culture, tends to view the masculine form, the masculine identity as the default.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's the central kernel of patriarchy. Is men are the default.
Right.
The images that you see of strength, of courage, courage, virility, vir is a Latin term that's applied to men. And feminine strength is not valued.
That's exactly right.
Yep. Feminine strength is not valued. Masculine strength is, which is why I think that I think this is, I'm throwing shit at the wall right now, but I think that why wouldn't a woman wish to be a man?
That's right.
there's this undercurrent of bullshit that won't let people be who they are. You know?
Right. Well, it's Freudian. It's that whole penis envy. So it makes sense that you would have a trans man. It doesn't make sense that there would be trans women because no one has vagina envy. That's what they're thinking. That's where that comes in.
If I may hold that on Betty White for a second.
There's a whole bunch of pseudoscience that goes down that road. But vagina envy is, the whole autogynephilia thing that Ray Blanchett totally discredited, a bunch of horse shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think
that it's
when you talk about vagina envy and all that, I think you have to go with the Betty White form of thought. The Betty White form of thought is this: why does anybody call somebody who can't take a beating or is weak or whatever? Why do they call them a pussy? Because a pussy can take a pounding all night long and ask for seconds. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, Farron. Farron says I have Venus envy. My name is apparently Venus. That's another thing that happened.
That's all Stu's fault.
I'm now Venus.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, Venus.
Yeah.
You started calling me Studebaker, like Studebaker.
That's true.
And it's actually really funny. I think it's hilarious.
Studebanus large.
Studebanus. Yeah, I'm a car now.
Yeah.
Which is why that's the whole reason of why at some point we still haven't planned it yet. We're still gonna watch the Muppet movie for movie night in Discord sometime, just because of the whole Studebaker thing.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to have to run with this awesome conversation because I'm laughing more than I've ever laughed before. But it's 10:20 and I have to get up really early in the morning,
sad.
so I'm so sorry. But this was so much fun, and I want to come back again. So, and I would love
always welcome in any
Absolutely.
The entry fee is doubled on your second visit. Just so you know.
She
Sonny,
can afford that.
it was absolutely wonderful to meet you and hear your story. I mean, you're great, and
Thank
love
you.
to get to know you better. All you on
Absolutely.
Twitter,
On your nose there,
subscribe
Steph.
to your channel. All of that.
Please do,
Everybody.
absolutely.
So, Sunny, where can I look you up?
Well, you can.
Phone book?
She's married.
No, you won't
Yeah,
find me in the phone
phone
book.
Nice.
She's taken, Deb. This isn't that kind of after show. Jeez.
I didn't say it was that kind of after show. I was actually looking
We didn't
to connect
all
with her
put our-
and talk to her about some things.
We didn't all put our keys in the bowl, okay? I know you keep.
Oh,
That's not
I
what this-
see how you is, Mikey. All right.
That's not what this
Alright.
was. Quit hitting on her.
Funny. Oh my gosh.
Her
Y'all are
eyes are up
killing me.
here. Her eyes are up here.
Okay, so just so we can be clear here, my dance card is full at present moment. Okay, I got a husband and a potential boyfriend on the line, so I'm full.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good,
Awesome.
Deb.
That's good. That's good.
Go, girl.
Wow.
Thanks for making a break in your schedule so you could have this conversation with us. I know you're usually
You're
very
awful, Mikey. My God.
It is
Don't
that-
brag like that. I'm still dating Pamela Henderson.
So you on Twitch?
Are you?
On YouTube? Where can I
That's too
find
funny.
you?
Are you really? Wow.
Yes,
That's amazing.
she's right here. Pamela Henderson.
Oh, get some clothes on that, Neil.
Oh God.
Yeah, put a glove on that thing.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Debbie
YouTube.
just-
Don't
Debbie
farm
just
me.
got it. Okay, so
Neil,
Mama Deb.
That's
Got the
Uh-huh.
lips on.
that's the thumbnail. It's just Neil exposes his girlfriend nude online.
Hey, baby.
You can find me on Facebook at Sunny Shell. You can find me on Twitter at Sunny Shellbell. Look us up on Skeptic Haven. My show is The Sunny Spot, and then I also am one of the hosts on Women Atheist Unloaded. So my show is on Monday nights, and Atheist Women Unload is on Saturdays. And this Saturday we're doing the Aces show, so check that out.
Okay, excellent. I cannot wait.
Absolutely. Thank
You're
you guys
going
so
away.
much. Really appreciate it. Y'all have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful night.
Taking,
Thanks for
Bye.
Bye,
taking
Sunny.
taking a page out of Dr. Venus's book.
uh-oh.
Oh no, the
my
snappy
gosh.
gloves.
Bye.
Now something
The
else.
snappy
entirely
gloves
is
are
gonna
here
happen.
for the weapons grade butt snake.
Is that so? Instead of the keys in the bowl, did everyone drop tongue depressors in a bowl? Or like, what's happening right now? Now the medical equipment's being introduced.
Well, I didn't get the butt snake. I have to go. It sounds like very expensive. I've not bought the butt snake yet.
Is that on a
AKA
bucket
Didn't
list?
cost me anything.
AKA a ferret.
A ferret, yeah. I mean, long fur. I was gonna say long Furby, but
Kirby.
If you get a ferret and you name it
That's
Long
something-
Kirby, I'm going to report you to the authorities.
That's great.
oh my god!
People
So I
always-
just I
thought people
commented
always,
on. Oh, go for it, Phil.
Sorry, I thought people always gave that up after doing a surgical rotation.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
What, the gloves?
no.
No, the butt
ferret.
snake.
Because
Ferret,
you
yeah.
see where it goes, and you see how difficult it can be.
The path of the ferret is a mysterious one.
So I keep getting suggestions for tweets on my feed from Christians
Welcome.
because I started commenting on certain people's stuff, and so this Catholic journalist comes up who's like talking about Justice Thomas, and I'm like saying something about like that how he is like unapologetically Catholic, and so I comment, I'm like, the public doesn't dislike him because he's Catholic. We dislike him because he imposes his ideology on other people. And so now, of course, I'm getting like the comments of, sorry, actually, the public loves Justice Thomas. I'm like I'm gonna get the whole thing of the Catholics
Yeah.
thinking that this is okay. This is okay behavior. It is not okay.
Well, it's a mistake. It's a mistake to think the public is you.
Right.
yeah.
You know, it's like, what are you talking about? It's like the public isn't Catholics and or your brand of Catholicism or your brand of Protestantism or your brand of anything. I mean, it's pretty goddamn presumptuous to think that the public is you.
And it's
Where
not
do you
like we've
get off?
forgotten how he got into to that job too.
Yeah,
So,
right.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So, Phil, while I have you here right now,
Yes.
why don't we just get you
Oh,
fucking
so,
scheduled
brother.
right now?
Oh,
Check
you're
it
gonna
out
make me.
now.
Okay, I have my schedule now.
All right. Well, I got mine
So-
too. I'm right here.
So for me, something in after
After the
October
12th.
12th, yeah.
I have the
so-
13th open, which is a Thursday if you want, or the Saturday. the 15th.
I can do the 13th. That's fine.
Yay!
Let's do that.
Dun 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 dun.
I'll have to remember to drink enough of my beer early on to sort of loosen myself up.
Oh yeah, hard hitting interview over here.
Oh
Tough.
yeah.
Well, you
Tough
know, you
audience.
talk about Deb talking about the anxiety stuff, and also I have to prep myself a little bit.
Understood.
Well,
Deb, we
Pre-game.
should talk about that
Right.
sometime too. I've got a background in that, in anxiety
would love
issues
to.
too. So yeah.
I would love to. Actually, it's unfortunate, but 2 of my 3 children have also inherited my anxiety disorder, and you know, it's something I wish I hadn't passed on to them, but I did, and at
Yeah.
least they have me to learn from on what not to do, because
Yeah.
I'm not a prime example of what to do unless it was in the last 2 to 3 years. Up until then, it was definitely what not to do.
That's difficult. I've had the same thoughts, and you know, I've got 2 boys, and there was a period where we were thinking, do we want a third? And part of that equation for me was, what's the risk of, or I mean, you don't know, but I mean,
No, you don't.
what's the risk of them having a similar ailment and not wanting to impose on that on them or see that develop? And
It's
Ugh.
so hard, so
Yeah.
hard. Like, because unfortunately, my daughter is bipolar and ADHD, so she
Wow.
struck the genetic lotto there. Um, and my one son has anxiety, and then my
Kill.
third child has depression and anxiety. So I kind of feel responsible. In fact, because I am responsible for it, and I just really try to give them ways to deal with it that are much more acceptable in society than what I did. Because drinking and drugs
Yeah.
is not the best way to go about calming that shit down. But you know,
I've heard recently, and there's been a few studies on this now, that microdosing mushrooms
yep,
actually
right
is
here.
huge. Yeah, there you go. So you know.
I microdose mushrooms every single day, and it absolutely takes up the space where my anti-anxiety and my anti-depression medicines leave. There's like a 4-hour space where I just get so sad, and it's just so much like God, why am I so sad? I take the microdose just about a half an hour before that time period, and I make it through the rest of the day without a
Beautiful,
problem.
beautiful.
And I am able to sleep at night, which is a very big issue for me because I have flashbacks and night terrors and stuff from my PTSD, but that also
Right.
helps. So yeah,
That's
I
excellent.
encourage
Ben,
microdosing.
is this being studied at this point? I've heard the same thing too, but not
Yeah, it's being
looked
studied.
into it all.
It's still early in the studies, but yeah.
You know,
It's good.
it's
Good.
it's a tragic thing that the war on drugs happened because those studies were happening
Yeah. Back in the
in
60s.
Oh, really?
in the 60s. Yes, those studies were happening, and then everything about psychotropic substances was just off the table for 20 years. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's too bad.
Yeah, I
getting
do want to
close.
clarify for like all of this, like absolutely, like the research needs to be done on this, and it'd be great like if we can use it for treating mental health issues. But also, like, I'm worried that it's going to turn into a similar situation with marijuana, where people now think, oh, there's nothing wrong with it, and you can do as much as you
Right.
want, and you're not going to
Right.
it's still a pharmacological compound, and it still has anything that has actions on your body can be dangerous if used
Absolutely.
improperly.
Absolutely.
So
Correct.
like no matter what they find out about it, is like be careful and make sure that you're using it appropriately and with
Mhm.
proper guidance before you just like
Talk to your doctor.
And
Yeah.
that's absolutely what I did.
absolutely.
That's absolutely
Yeah.
what I did. And I said, I need to know if this is something that could work for me. And they said, yeah, it could work. I said, so what are we looking at? We actually made a plan. I have a dear friend who actually grinds it up for me, puts it in capsules, and I take actually very little, but it makes the difference. So be open and
Drugs are
honest with
bad,
the
okay?
doctors. Open and honest
Yeah,
with the
be open
doctors
about it.
because microdosing can change your life, but that doesn't give you free reign to drop as many mushrooms as you want and have all these
No,
whatever.
That's
you know.
not microdosing.
That's exactly. But
No,
some
that's
people are
tripping.
going to take it to that. Well, if microdosing is good, then maximum dosing is even better, and it doesn't work that way.
No,
That's
no,
kind
no,
of
no,
that's
no,
kind of
not
how
that
my
way.
brain works. So
Yeah.
when you were saying all that, I was like, eat all the mushrooms like
And
Mario,
also
like
you
Mario
were.
on a frenzy. Just go
and also
crazy.
too, like I don't want because I'm also not shitting on like recreational use of things. I think adults should have the freedom to recreationally use
Agreed.
things that they are consenting to use with their own bodies. But it's like, so you don't need to like, I feel like some people try to talk up medical justifications for things to then explain why they're using it recreationally. Like you shouldn't have to do that. Like if you want to use it recreationally, like go for it. You don't need to try to persuade people of a medical use for you to do that.
No.
So
I have to have
And,
bourbon.
it's
And
like
it
you can do
helps
it.
with
I'm not
my
going to stop you.
lumbago.
Do it. Go for it.
From a doctor's perspective too, I don't know, but I would like to or hope to see more doctors out there that are willing to hear from their patients about recreational use without just getting
definitely
dumped down. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that, because people will then never talk about it.
I think
because
that
everybody's
stigma is
different and
slowly
people are
going
taking.
away.
It's
Good.
slowly getting better. I think we're reducing stigma and having more honest conversations about it. Like, hey, here's what you want to do. Like, let's talk a little bit just so we're on the same page about what risks might be involved in doing this. But at the end of the day, it's your decision. Like, that should be how the conversation goes. Like, and here's how you can be safe. Like, if you want a safe place to go to use the drugs, like to where you're not, like, make sure you're in a safe place, safe people. Like, yeah, if that's the kind of conversation we need to have, because I'd rather somebody use safely than use unsafely and be afraid to talk about it.
Right.
So,
And I
Yeah.
think
It's
honestly,
like, it's like the needle issue too, with all the HIV that got spread with needle use, because
Hep C as well.
Yeah, Hep
Hep
C
C.
is huge, actually.
because the politicians were shutting down sterile needle distribution.
Well, if they don't have needles, then
Mike
they can't do
Pence-
their drugs. Oh,
The hell
right.
they
they just use
can.
dirty
Nobody will
needles.
do it.
Mike
Works about as well as abstinence
Pence,
education.
Mike Pence in Indiana basically caused an epidemic because
he's an idiot.
needles. Because
And
he's
I
a
honestly
jackass.
think the first step is at the hands of the patient, because you have to go to your doctor and say, listen, this is what I'm looking for. And again, I advocate doctor interviews. Ben and I have talked about this. I advocate making a first appointment to see that your doctor is on the same page that you are. And if they're not, find another one, because you don't want to be butting heads with your doctor when you're trying to get help. And for me,
He hates it when I do that anyways.
You can't headbutt him like a Klingon, Neil. We talked about that.
Fuck.
I think
make sure they're wearing a helmet before you headbutt your doctor, please.
Good point, Ben.
Both of you should wear helmets.
I just think it's so important,
the
because
fun
if
out
I
of
go to my doctor and say, hey, I take all these medications plus a nice helmet, dude, and I smoke some Mary Jane, and I also do some microdosing, I don't want a doctor who's going to look at me and say, well, that's your problem. No, it's not my problem. It's actually my solution, and I need you to be on board with it. If that's not going to happen, that's cool, and I'll find myself another doctor. But you have to remember that it is a relationship between you and your doctor, not a one-way street.
It is
bring your
so hard, though.
Bring your Dr. Flowers.
Very hard. It is very hard.
Take
when
him out to
you're
dinner.
Working within either the Canadian system or the United States system, it's very hard to operate that way unless you have the means to make those choices. A lot of people are just sort of shoehorned into, this is your doctor. If it's out of system, if it's out of system, you're going to have to pay out the ass. I mean, I think it's important to recognize that the system it's rectimize, yes, recognize the system's not set up that way. People don't have choices. A lot of people don't have choices because they're shoehorned into this. Shoehorned into the system.
That's happened to me twice. Once for myself, and once when I was looking for a doctor for my mom. Did the research, tried to find a doctor that seemed to make sense, location, etc., and background and education, do stuff. And you call them up, it's like, well, no, that one's our good doctor, not taking new patients. And you go, well, kind of like, who's next, and ultimately in both cases, it was like the new person on the team who had no record, no experience that I could have any access to, literally no choice. This is the person you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's okay though. I mean, it's someone with no experience might be the right person
for you to.
They
talk
might,
to.
but it takes away.
Really
but then
depends
there's
on the person.
But what I'm suggesting though, there's no ability to really choose. It's like rolling the dice. You get this person, you spend some time with them by multiple visits over whatever period of time, and then you can choose to change. But it's really frustrating. I don't know. We were with Kaiser for a couple of years, and that worked out much, much better. But the medicine we have now, with traditional insurance, I just it puzzles me that people don't want better care.
I'm lucky.
Oh, they
I'm
do.
lucky. I've been with the same guy for 35 years now, and
Wow.
he's
Mine just
retired,
retired.
which kind of sucks because I don't know what I'm getting in my golden years. But you know,
that?
what was what?
I honestly think, Stephanie, your golden years, you're too much of a. You're just a great woman. I think you went past golden and went straight to brass because there's nobody gonna hold you
Brass.
back.
Wait a minute.
Platinum. That's a notch down.
What the
No,
fuck?
because gold is very, very vulnerable. It's very delicate. Brass are people who speak their mind and know their truth and refuse to be put down in any other way.
Deb,
That's
No,
it.
their truth.
Deb,
That's not how
are you
truth works.
accusing me of having brass balls?
No,
Hey.
you have brass nipples. Let's get it right. Brass nipples.
I'm just
Brass
saying.
nipples.
I'm just saying.
Nipple
I
nipples.
always
Or
hated,
brass
Relocated.
ring. A brass ring, either way. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I always hated it when I won the gold medal. I'm like, oh, if only I could get that brass medal instead.
Oh, you know what, Mikey? If I could make a
Or maybe
no, I
the tree
can't.
bark medal. Can I get one out of tree bark?
shit, I need to shut the fuck up. Is what I need to do. Okay, so noted. I'm done.
Tree
Oh,
bark
that's-
nipples. Wait, what? How did we get there?
How did we get there?
Like that.
I've
just
got a
feels like
D&D background, so you go.
And Stool's not.
platinum
Oh
and
no,
mithril,
Stool is
so-
here. Wow. Okay. I was we got to
Stools here? Oh no.
we got to tree bark nipples, and I was like, Stool's not even here, and Stool's actually here. Like, of course,
Radar.
Stool shows up right when we talk about tree bark nipples. Like, I know he knows. He gets the spidey sense of when we're
Nipple
talking
alarm
about something
goes off.
weird, and then he shows up.
Nipples.
One
Yeah,
of his
nipples.
nose hairs moves in a very curious way, and then he knows.
That's what it is. Yeah. Wait, someone's talking about nipples. I gotta get.
No, he was probably, in actuality, he was probably lurking the entire time and just made his presence known after that. That's probably what actually happened.
Yeah, he's a total lurker, so that wouldn't
He,
surprise.
oh, definitely.
Lurks in the darkness.
That's why I have this.
Ooh.
And then he
Try
pops
lurking
out
now,
whenever-
Stool.
We know where that hand's been, Neil.
Exactly. We don't want Stool watching me date Pamela Anderson. I mean,
That's okay.
Actually,
I'm
this
sure-
is
I'm sure her-
probably the
I'm sure his sister will talk to you again.
big shock for the evening. It's the
God.
whole Pamela Anderson thing. It's like, whoa.
Stool wants the nipples later, please.
Is Mama Deb watching a stream with her sound on while?
Oh,
it's right
sorry.
next to her
Yes, I
microphone?
probably. I'm so sorry. I'm actually not watching a stream.
That's
I am
cool.
speaking to my potential suitor and trying to get him
Oh
on.
my.
You know.
So you
Get him
did
in here.
literally carve out like a 10-minute spot for us, and then you gotta
No,
go
I
back
carved
to,
out a 10-minute spot for him.
get him
Oh,
in here.
God.
Let's
I-
put him through the ringer.
Oh no, it's Beck. Y'all know who I'm talking to. It's just
Oh, it's
normal
Beck.
shit.
Well, why the
Yes.
fuck isn't Beck in here?
Oh, thank you
Yeah, why
for
is Beck
telling.
not in here?
Thank you for telling on Beck.
Where
Make
is
sure
Beck?
we're sitting here,
He-
bro.
it's no secret. Ask Ben. He knows the history between Beck and I.
Male presenting nipple? Sure. Here you go, Blue Cat.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
no, don't.
Let's
do
don't go
that.
there.
So, Neil would
It's
like
okay, it
you
was
guys
hidden
to
behind
come
my
join
name.
us because I'm very bad at freaking talking to the two of you while I'm talking to him as well. And I put just come join us, please.
Oklahoma,
Pretty
Oklahoma,
please.
Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Oh, sorry.
Pretty sh-
Oklahoma.
not
where
up
the
to it.
wind
Okay,
comes
never mind.
sweeping
Then
down
I'll
the
come back in a
plain.
little bit.
Fine, fuck
I'll
you,
come-
Beck.
I'll come
See
with
how
you.
it is. You see how it
Okay, hold
is.
I see how it is. Hi,
Sorry.
Titan.
Okay, we have
Um,
it's side conversation time, everybody.
God, Deborah's terrible. This
Who should I
is-
call?
Sorry, y'all. I'm so
Who should
sorry.
I call on the phone?
Here, I'm gonna call Phil.
It's
You
really
can
I'm gonna
get a
call
warm
Neil
up.
on the phone. Let's.
It's really not his fault because I've been like texting
When the
him all
wind
day.
comes
I was like, who do I have? I got Neil's number.
I'm gonna call Ben.
Everybody has my number
Oh, for
We'll
hell's
just
sake.
call one to the left.
because
I'm
I'm
trying to
Ben's
be
Ben's
number.
a multi-functioning person. It's not working here. I'm so sorry, y'all.
If
I'm
you
so
call
sorry.
Neil and I call you, Ben, then there's this.
I think-
There'll be some
weird echoey thing
Chronos
going
and
on
plastic
here.
and fantabulum of some nature. I don't know. It'll all get
The
fucked up.
audio equivalent of plasma. Yeah.
I think it would
Yeah.
be very hilarious.
For the record, I just texted Neil, and that's why coins happen.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I did.
Ollie would love you if he was here.
I texted you coins.
Coins, yeah, you totally did. Yeah.
I think it would
That's
be
brilliant.
incredible if there was a way for like a game where I could take everybody's audio and send it one person to the left. So you
Oh my god, that'd be so
you
funny.
couldn't hear yourself. You could like I would only hear Neil.
Oh, it's
Or-
like yeah, so like
That
That would
telephone.
be telephone.
That'd be
That would
telephone.
exactly.
But it-
I'm so
But
sorry.
it would last for like 3 minutes. So I could turn it on and off so that the only thing I would hear would be what Ben was saying. But Neil could hear me all at the same, you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? Like totally like shift everybody's sound.
Oh my god, this has happened
That
to me
would be
too.
so funny.
What?
Totally has happened to me too. Walking by someone and your Bluetooth earphones randomly connect to someone else's phone.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
My,
Stop
my,
listening to my porn.
my
Well-
cell-
Dude, I had
my-
somebody like look at me strange because I was like I could hear their conversation. I'm like, where did my book go? Because I was literally listening to an audio book and they're kind of like looking at me. I'm like, oh hell. And I just kept walking because I wanted to get back to Harry Potter, but their conversation wasn't something I need to be a part of.
Fuck
Well, if we
Harry
can get that stuff recorded,
Who
maybe
said
we should
fuck-
start,
who said
you know,
fuck Harry
following
Potter?
Steve Bannon around. and
Yeah,
stuff
fuck
like
Harry
that,
Potter.
I like
Rel-
Harry Potter. What's wrong with it? Oh,
J.K.
her.
Rowling is a
Yes, you're
transphobe.
right. She is a transphobe. You're
Yeah.
absolutely fucking right. You're absolutely right.
You're right,
If I
she
didn't
is.
have a love of Harry Potter before I found that out, I would be absolutely no. But I love the stories. But
That's
I
why I
don't,
don't own
I-
a single fucking
that's
piece of
rude.
Harry Potter logo or Lego.
none.
None at all. Nope.
I don't either anymore. So
Joanne is sad. Joanne is really
She's-
sad.
yeah.
She's fucked.
I just don't.
To be
yeah, I
honest,
don't get
I
it.
mean, I think that the universe is, you know, she wrote a story about a boy who was
cried wolf.
confined to a
Oh.
closet, you know. And I mean, it did have resonance for a lot of people, and she lost the goddamn plot
Yeah.
on her for herself, which is
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
sad. It's
Yeah.
fucking sad.
It is.
Absolutely agree.
Flew
Yeah,
too
I've-
close to the
I've
sun,
always-
Icarus.
I've been more in like I mean, because there are some like a lot of kids fiction stories are kind of along the same lines. So like I've always been in the Percy Jackson and the Olympians
I love them.
fandom because
Love
like
them.
I can have kind of basically the same concept as Harry Potter, but none of the J.K. Rowling.
Right.
Yeah.
Or his Dark Materials. You know, that's another YA series.
yeah, yeah. I always
I
love
was-
Percy Jackson's my jam.
Yeah.
I-
That's great. That's a great show.
Back in middle school, I read the original Lord of the Rings. So when Harry Potter came out, I was like, cute kids book. Your magic is weak.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Your magic
Yeah.
is weak, son.
Yeah.
I want that
Yeah, exactly.
deep. I want that deep fantasy.
Led Zeppelin didn't write any lyrics that had fucking Harry Potter shit in it.
Yeah,
The chat is all anus
Right.
potatoes
that's
now.
kind of the fact that they were writing all their shit way before Harry Potter. Like,
That has
fair enough.
nothing to do
Okay.
with it.
It was supposed to be funny. Come on, jeez.
I know. I'm,
Okay, y'all.
ah,
I think I need to head out because I'm
Thanks
getting
for
a
the
high
courtesy
sign
laugh.
from my husband. So when I get that, I tend to have to go. But I love you
Oh.
all. Thank you for introducing me to those people, Neil. I really appreciate Ben. I appreciate
We'll send you an invoice.
Yeah, well, okay, go ahead and do that.
yeah, right.
You know, when the hubby gives me the high sign,
No, it's
I
good.
kind of gotta go. You know,
It's to
So-
keep Neil out of jail fund. So it's
Is
okay.
that what it is? Oh,
There you
fucking
go.
Yeah.
fantastic.
He
I will
won't
contribute.
wear clothes in public.
I will contribute whatever you need, man. Okay, love y'all.
Bye.
Take care, Dad.
I'd have
No, I had to wear my
Bye-bye.
school uniform today.
All right, good. She's gone. Let's talk about it.
Xavier School for Gifted Children. There you go.
Oh.
everybody
Oh,
follow
oh my-
Mama Deb. Everybody follow Mama. What we can talk about Mama
Oh.
Deb?
No, I agree. The
Oh,
writing in
Mom and Dad.
Harry Potter was
Absolutely.
pretty weak.
That was terrible. Also racist. Also,
We're super
Oh
racist.
yeah, so many things.
I got
Yeah.
bad news, guys. This whole country's racist.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The whole
Everything,
planet is really.
everything sucks. Harry Potter is
Just
the least
noticed.
of them.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
It is what?
Fuck, I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
what I was gonna say. Damn it.
It's all those damn colored people's fault, anyways, right?
Yeah, how dare them?
wait a
I know,
minute.
right?
I appear
The
to be
blue
colored.
blue man group just started something.
Blue
It's-
Man Group.
It started with the blue man.
Started with the blue.
Damn
man.
it, Phil. Now I'm
The
like
colored
totally
people.
looking forward to.
Yeah,
having
it's
you
totally
on now.
Blue Man Group.
Banging
I'm
their
gonna-
trash
I'm gonna
cans
run
and
out and smoke a little bit of doobie. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm putting on the black hole thing again. There we go.
Oh my
All
god.
right.
That wasn't a racial comment.
Whoa.
you can't scare me.
You're only
Can't scare me.
you're only half black, or there you go. Now you're gone.
So, Mikey, what are you looking at? You're looking up.
I'm always listening.
Of course.
Creepy.
Mikey, what are you looking at there?
Oh, my camera's just offset.
Uh,
I got a couple of monitors.
I gotta get
Mikey's
something
always-
to get my laptop up higher.
Mike's
So.
always contemplating the great beyond.
The deep,
Great beyond.
the deep unravelings of this universe.
There you go.
Considering going through the St. Louis hoop there. See what's on the other
Hoop?
side.
How dare you?
Arch.
It's the
Arch.
arch. How dare you?
Arch.
It is a very
I-
specific. I can't remember the name of the kind of art, like the geometric kind of arch it is, but it's the
Oh.
same as if you like took a length of chain
It's
and
a
put it
para-
onto
Oh.
It's a catenary, is what it is.
perhaps I can't remember the.
No, it
what
is.
it is.
It's a catenary. It's a catenary.
Have you been inside? Have you gone
No.
up
I've been
on
inside
that
it.
thing?
I've been at the top
No.
of it.
What'd you think?
Meh.
Yeah,
Meh.
that's why I've never been. Up
You're
in
on top of a tall thing, and there's a whole bunch of other people there that you don't want to be around, and you're in the small
Yeah.
space with them.
That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. I haven't been down
We
in
went
there,
and
but
took-
yeah, I've heard.
We went and took pictures and stuff, but no.
Like, it'd be better if there weren't other people.
Yeah, if I can get like the whole thing to myself. But Ben, when were you there? Was it like less? than
Not
20 years-
recently.
Less than 20 years ago, though.
Oh, less than 20 years ago. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm only 28. So
There was we had a really bad flood in the
You did?
mid 90s, and Ben, you were there, so you can see you can kind of see the river from there, like it's a little bit ways down. They had to rebuild the entire bottom
Oh, yeah.
touristy part because it all flooded. That entire
Oh,
thing was
wow.
that entire thing was underwater. And that's like it's like 40, 50 feet up from the riverbank. Like it flooded bad.
I flew to Tulsa during that flood, and it was fucking crazy looking at the
Mhm.
river. I was like, oh my god.
I'm disturbed by Farron's comment.
What him? What Farron M say? I'm not reading that.
Fair.
See, this is why I stopped reading the chat, because you guys just say absolutely ridiculous things. And if I read it out loud, then now I have said it. No. That's yours. That's your comment. Maniacs. Absolute maniacs.
That is an odd thing to say. Clip it.
That's
Clip
you
it, he
know.
says.
No, see, that's what they do. They get you to say stuff, and then they laugh it up. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I like the reference. That's good. Laugh
Oh,
it
now he's
up,
battling with
fuzzball.
milking stool.
I say that to my wife probably every day.
Now you've got me looking at the chat.
It's a dangerous place.
You know.
Only the brave, dare go there.
This is good entertainment here. Let's all read the chat now.
You're right.
Let's
Yeah.
text the chat to each other because that's
Yeah.
technological. So
So
Oh my
Yeah.
friend does that. I'll say something, and he'll be screaming, and then I'll say something to him and he'll type back to me. I'm like, just talk, you idiot. What are you doing?
All right, okay. So
I'm watching you right now.
Titan Uranus wants us to say his name. So
Pass.
Titan,
I already did it. You already got your clip.
Titan Uranus.
Titan
Titan Uranus.
I'm still holding out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you're good at something,
He
never
was
do
on
it
one
for
of our
free.
shows, and one of our guests said Uranus, and I don't think I'm not sure if he actually knew that he was trying to get him to say it the other way or not. Because
By
he
the
seemed
way-
quite sincere when he said it.
By the way, Jupiter is closer to the Earth than it's been in like 70 years, which is kind of cool. So it's
That is cool.
bright and brilliant in the night sky.
Recently in trivia, people have been making their trivia names weird things just so I have to pronounce them on a live stream. Like we had somebody who was Annie Rection. And yeah, all kinds of fun things that were interesting to read, but and I will read them. I will read them out loud on the stream.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, after all.
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, they're not gonna get
Atheist
me that.
Orgy 2022 hashtag. make it happen.
2022. You missed it, Farron. 2023.
Yeah, the next orgy's in 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. It's a little late in the year. You already missed.
Yeah. Well, the American Atheist Convention is going to be in my city in April. So
Where's that?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Oh, okay.
You know,
For peanuts.
they never
It's
come up
spooky.
into the hills. They just never come up into the hills.
So if anyone wants to make it to Phoenix for the Atheist Orgy in April, hang out. Stool,
Could
yes,
probably
you
do
can
that.
have soup with your orgy as long as everyone consents.
It has to be cold soup.
By the time I get to Phoenix, I'll be laughing.
That's not too far for me, of course. We're traveling these days, so who knows where I'll be. But I'll probably be in California in April, so Phoenix is not that far.
Yeah, you scoot all over the map, right?
Well, just recently, just this year, we started traveling in a old person's travel trailer. So yeah, we crossed
Old
the country.
persons.
Well, that's kind of what you do.
Not an old person's. You just got is like an RV setup.
It's a travel trailer.
Oh my God,
We pull it.
Stool.
So we went to South Carolina to help take care of my niece and nephew who had a new baby. And then we just sort of wandered back slowly. We went up to Niagara Falls and then over to Vermont briefly, and now we're just working back west. So
Oh, you
first time
almost
ever.
made it. You almost made it to the good place, but
Where's the good
Oh,
place?
oh, here we go.
Maine, of course.
Almost. We actually were only in those two states for really about a day because it just, I don't know. We just kind of, we're working. Well, my wife's still working and on the road have to maintain places where we can have really good Wi-Fi. That was not a good option up there. So we kind of had to sort of scoot away from there. And we got chased around the country by high temperatures, too. So.
Just
looked
avoiding
at,
the heat.
Well, when there's heat, you need air conditioning, which means we need to be plugged in someplace, and it really wasn't the plan to always need to be plugged in, right, when you're traveling.
Yeah.
So that changed our plans several times. I looked at a map of the U.S. A few weeks back. Talk about climate change. Literally, the whole damn country was 85 degrees.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. It was stunning. Stunningly shocking in that kind of way. So,
And it's one of those weird things where I think people are actively and knowingly rooting against us getting our climate situation under control because they feel like, well, I'll just make this money and then they'll be able to fix it, right? Like I think they really think that there's like a safety cord to pull, like an ejector seat handle between your legs that we can just like pull. It's like, no, like I get your shilling to make money, but there won't be anything to spend your money on.
No.
Like you don't get
No.
it. You're not paying attention.
My generation needs to die off, frankly, and get out of political power. It's annoying.
His words.
I mean, we've known stuff since 1990 at least. So
Back
it's
in the good old
crazy.
throw your styrofoam out the window days.
yeah.
Which we still have the same amount of styrofoam as back then, but more, because that shit takes like a million years to degrade.
As we go from state to state, there's different rules that we're running into, which is nice. There's certain states that don't have plastic bags anymore, and so those things are starting to solidify. But again, this is like 30 years, right? 30 years later, we should have been doing this stuff a long time ago.
Right.
So, and I'm really looking forward to the electric cars. When Chevy said that they were going to have all electric cars by 2025, I hope they can hold that deadline. We need to get the infrastructure on charging stations, though.
Only thing that worries me is the amount of lithium we need to switch everything over. I wish there was a way to retrofit. And run more hybrid stuff, you know what I mean? Like a small electric motor to like boost you along on the highway, because once you get going at 50, 60, it doesn't take much to keep you going.
That's a good point, lithium. I didn't realize that.
Well, that's what's been happening in Africa for the last 15 years is they've been pillaging the continent again for resources again and lithium this time.
Wow.
It was tungsten before that when they found tungsten, but then after we found tungsten, then everybody got new cell phones. That's where all that stuff came from.
Maybe someday we'll be mining asteroids, so it'll
That's
be a
what I
little less of an issue.
I keep bringing that up, and everyone laughs me off like I'm some weirdo with some weird conspiracy.
No, I'm a little concerned that we'll start doing it on the moon and ruin a lot of the science we have going on the moon. So I'd much rather we do it on asteroids.
Fuel cells.
What do you mean?
We've had that hydrogen power. You know, use solar power to split hydrogen off. And use fuel cell technology that got us to the moon. You know, it's kind of hydrogen fuel is
can we do that?
Good.
Can we do that at scale?
I don't know.
That sounds like a show we need to have.
I mean,
you're not talking about hydrazine, right? Because that's like the most volatile thing.
I'm talking about hydrogen, the most common element in the universe.
Right, but then you have to turn it into fuel. And that fuel that the rockets use, like you were saying, was hydrazine. And that's like the most volatile, dangerous thing ever. So I really don't want to put that in the hands of 16-year-olds and say, here, drive this.
Mm.
There's nukes driving around the city blocks. So just like a 10-car pileup will take out a city.
I mean, I'm not a physicist or a chemist. I don't know. But it seems to me that if you can figure out a way to generate enough electricity to do the electrolysis and get hydrogen, you've got yourself a fuel that's gonna be pretty neutral.
Yeah, I don't think we have any magic bullets yet. I mean, everything. I've not read very much at all on this, but I mean, everything I've heard has been would take a lot more energy to generate than we could get out of it. So,
but you know, the funny thing. One of the funny things you mentioned, Phil, is like, we've known this at least since 1990. When was Earth Day? The first Earth Day was like 1972, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was before that.
And it's like, oh, what?
Yeah.
We've just basically been, been heaving tires into a big pile and set them on fire ever since that. It's just so stupid.
Someone will figure this out.
Yeah. The problem is that, for someone who was 19 in 1972, it's like, Jesus Christ, God, why did it go this way? This timeline is just so terrible.
It is frustrating how things go so slowly. I could never be a politician, and to try to get something done. Some of these people live their whole career just trying to get one little thing done. It's
30 years.
Yeah, and then you got to battle some idiot who goes into Congress and says there's no climate change by demonstrating by throwing a snowball down the ground.
It's like
90,
it's fucking crazy. It's like 90 years since Mussolini kicked the bucket, and now we've elected a fascist in Italy who celebrates the guy. It's like, well, hello. And everybody's kind of getting all kinds of butthurt because, oh yeah, well, it's great that we elected a woman in Italy as prime minister. Yeah, but she's a fascist.
Wrong one.
I gotta say that it cycles us back to the religion topic to a degree, at least an element of it, because a lot of it seems to me that, and maybe you will disagree, but it seems to me that a lot of this swing to the right that has happened in Europe has been a result of immigration, particularly from Islamic conflicts, and people move out. Well, now Russia too, but nobody has a problem with Ukrainians moving next door, but they definitely have problems with Muslims coming into their countries in large numbers, and that is really prompting a lot more fear. And we're seeing some of the more right-wing candidates because of that. Just like we have the xenophobic people talking about Mexico. It's a standard conservative personality issue, being xenophobic. So,
well, Phil, they're brown, and that's bad. They're brown, Phil, and that's bad. So we got to get all the brown people out.
I'd say it was the only issue.
We don't like them because they're brown. It's not hard to understand. Look at them.
Well, it's not like Italy and the Levant haven't been in conflict since like the 1100s, right? I mean, there's like it's not like there hasn't been. It's not.
I'm moving to space.
People like their tribes. People like their tribes.
Speaking of that, I was arguing with the Catholics again.
Oh, brilliant! Have you argued with
somebody commented?
With the Pope?
No, I haven't been arguing with the Pope. I've been arguing with Catholic journalists. But this was like on the whole thread about Clarence Thomas and all that. But somebody else, and another atheist, commented saying that. So what does Justice Thomas think about interracial marriage that is prohibited in the Bible? And then they pointed. So somebody comments, and it's like, well, one of the people who wrote the Bible was married outside of his nation, and so they're not racist. And it was like, okay, well, so the fact that one person had an interracial marriage does not negate the fact that the book prohibits interracial marriage. That just means that there's an inconsistency that you have to answer for.
Exactly. That's a needle in the haystack cherry picking right there.
So. Yeah.
Folks don't like nuance very much.
Like, so was your book wrong? Because that's what you're getting at. Like, you're saying, okay, well, somebody that you're supposedly following as a leader of your faith disagreed with the book. So is your book wrong then? And then if your book is wrong, then it can't be infallible. and then you can't pull that argument out anymore.
I love those moments where you catch them on some illogical inconsistency like that, and there's just a moment of silence for half second, couple seconds, whatever it might be, and there's just that little bit of hope in our heads. It's like, are they gonna get just a piece of this? And it almost never happens, but they go off on some other thing, move the goalposts, all that other stuff. But it's just like there's always just that little bit of hope. So
yeah,
when I'm doing Ask an Atheist booth stuff, I just, my goal is never to change anybody's mind. It's to get someone to the point where they just stop for a second.
Yeah, I prefer an SE approach as well.
I don't talk to them. They make me angry.
They make me angry sometimes, most of the time.
Yeah,
well,
I've got a lot of friends like that too. They won't get involved at all because it is anger inducing and it's frustrating.
The thing on live streams, which is why they're rather entertaining, is like you just sort of sit there and make notes and make notes and make notes and go, and you don't let your anger explode, but you come back and say, how does this make sense? It's that's what you try to do, and I think.
I would have exploded 10 times in the time you just said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
But it's
Speaking
been
of which.
last time you were on taxes, it was just you thought you exploded. I didn't think you exploded. I think you just sort of went into this thing. And
yeah, I need to rage more on streams is what I learned, because I don't come across as ragey, even though I feel very ragey, and it provides for good television. So I need to do that more.
Yeah.
As someone
I had the same thing. I was sitting there. It's like Katie's like, so like, let him talk. And it's like there was this one guy that called in, and it's like, none of what you said has any fucking internal consistency whatsoever.
Yeah, this one guy who like called it, and like I was raging because I was already mad because I had already done the Truth Wanted episode about Matt Walsh, and so I was already livid about people. And then this dude calls in and like very bluntly asks Katie what her genitals are.
Yes, that was
like, I'm not taking this bullshit. And then he's like using dishonest arguments like, well, can I just identify with being an 83-year-old? Like, you're not here for an honest conversation. Like, you can tell when someone honestly does not understand something and when someone's just trying to back you into a corner and bait you into saying something. Because this guy, like, near the end, he's like, none of you are answering my questions. Just give me a yes or no answer. Like, we answered his questions thoroughly. And like, you clearly are baiting us. No. You're baiting us to go with you to a place. Like, I'm not gonna let you do that on a show, and especially not after like you just disrespected one of the other hosts. That's not your show, and like you can't come on here and then ask somebody what is in their pants and then expect to be able to drive the show at all. Like, no, I'm not putting up with the bullshit. And I just raged at him. And then the guy right after him called in and said that like the claim was that cis men are evolutionarily hardwired to be curious about what other people's genitals are, and we shouldn't get mad at them for asking about it.
That was good too.
I was like, that is such a lazy cop out. And like you can have whatever curiosity, but you do not get to be inappropriate in a social conversation with another person and then say it's not your fault.
Yeah, I'm entitled to get I am entitled to get aroused by my mental assumption about what's between your legs. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
And it's rude, and that's also rude to cis men.
Completely, yeah.
It's
completely
rude to cis men thinking that they have no self-control and no ability to control their actions. Like, that's disrespectful to cis men.
Oh, I'm
Because-
not. I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not disrespected by absolute nonsense. We're good. Cis
Yeah,
men are doing just fine. We
Well,
listen
no,
to
but
that
but
dumb
it's-
shit all
Yeah.
day. It's just like,
Y'all are fine.
Yeah.
Y'all are fine.
yeah.
I think he means more the message goes out like that.
The message it's like conveying that like men don't have any control over their actions when absolutely they fucking do.
Well, there are times like when I'm in the Legos. Oh, never mind.
Well, yeah. I mean,
There it is.
there's always the Lego exception.
I kind of lose my
There's
shit.
a
Every
few
rule has
exceptions.
every rule has an exception.
The Lego
Yeah.
exception is valid because when you step on a Lego,
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
The bittersweet love affair that is Lego.
Oh, I hope you had a great nap, Andrew. Welcome back. And I gave wrenches to a bunch of people. Blue Cat 42, Jason Jacoby, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Lupe A.
Lupe A.
I hope that's correct. If it's not, you can come in here and yell at me.
I will be hiding.
That whole, if you really, folks, I mean, if you really want to know what's in my pants, I have pictures for sale.
really,
Ooh.
are you on Omega?
Easy, Neil. Easy, Neil.
Yeah.
Just head over to my
Are
OnlyFans.
you on Oscar Foxtrot?
Oh, they're Foxtrot.
Yeah, real like for real though, Neil. You
Fox.
got to be real careful about saying that on Twitch. You can't say that kind of stuff.
I have
Bots
never.
don't
That's
know
why
your
we
building.
say Oscar Foxtrot.
Yeah, you
That's
can't.
Yeah.
why I
Oscar
said
Foxtrot.
Oscar Foxtrot.
Yeah. If you
Oh, come on,
say-
Twitch. It's just a joke for fuck's sakes, all right?
All right, they'll ban you right into the laughing into the comedy
I don't
halls
give a
of
shit.
justice. Okay, then I won't. I'm just looking out.
Blue Cat 42 says, "Do not make a Lego dildo." I agree.
You're not the boss.
I still can't walk properly.
Those
Yeah,
things
see
never
what
just
you're-
break apart mid.
All right, it
mid-structure.
was the big rocket that NASA has. Look at me, it's a big rocket that,
Yeah.
that NASA set. There, yeah.
What?
Whatever
How
the
does
fuck they
that
call
work?
that thing, the
I'm
Titan
not
or
sure how this works. I think I've
What's that?
forgotten how that works.
something. It's the shake weight.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that thing.
So this is where we're ending up.
Got to
today.
develop the right muscles. Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
exactly where we're winding
Well,
up.
it's for arm wrestling. It's for arm wrestling.
I thought it was stupid, but I got sucked into watching about 2 hours of the national arm wrestling championships. That's good shit.
Like dildo.
They got the little.
That's
Oh,
funny.
Legildo, yeah, okay.
Legildo. That's fucking great.
Yeah,
That's why we keep Stool around. Comes up with these gems every once in a while. And
I
then when
think-
he, I just like saying when he pops into these after parties, you go, oh, there you go. Now you got a stool sample.
Indeed.
Or
You know how like a little grain of sand or something will get into like an oyster shell, and then it'll like coats it and
I
coats
thought you were going
it.
to say
and-
your underwear. I was like, yeah, I'm familiar with that one. I live on an ocean. Never mind.
and they take a little piece of sand, and then like they
Wait.
make a, and then like over
Wait.
time, like a pearl comes out of it. I think stool is like an oyster, but they put a little bit of filth, inside an oyster, so that every time he drops one of those gems, it's one of his little stool pearls.
Puts it up his butt, and after 6 months, you have a pearl.
Just a little bit of filth that goes into an oyster, and then a stool saying comes out of there.
That's why when we're in
True.
England, Ben, when we're in
Yeah.
England, stool's not allowed to cook.
No, because
Yes.
he'll put a hamster up his anus.
And then
Now-
into the soup.
That
And not wash his hands.
Yeah.
Anal hamster soup.
dude.
And not wash his hands like an adult.
We're gonna do some
Everybody-
fun. We're gonna do some fun thing. We have to plan out that trip.
I know we do. We totally do.
I have to renew my
Gotta go see.
passport since I got my name changed. I have to get my new name on
Oh,
my
right.
passport.
Right.
So, yeah, but that shouldn't take too long because it's just a renewal and a name change. So,
7 years.
yeah, like few months, a couple months. But
Yeah,
I haven't been in jolly old England since 2001, and it was wonderful.
should I wear my Neil cosplay to
please, yes.
Oh, speaking of that,
are you guys twins?
I'm the short
would be cool.
version of I'm the fun size version of Neil.
You can be my mini me.
But
ain't
I'm
worse.
having a Halloween celebration on Halloween. I'm gonna do like a fun stream, and I'm trying to get the people who are gonna show up to the panel to which anyone here who wants to join for the event is welcome. But I'm trying to get people to dress up like other people in the community, and then we all have to guess who you are.
Oh,
That's a
fun.
Because I
great
think
idea.
I think it'd be
That
so
is fun.
funny.
It's gonna be hilarious when 14
There's
Neils
a-
show up on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's doable. So
Please.
Everybody shows up as Neil, like, damn it. One of us has to change clothes. Probably
By the
two.
way, I sell these too for cosplay, just so you know.
Okay, good to know. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I figured I'd send out like the announcements now so people can plan their schedules and show up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
everybody
do
can
it the
buy their
first half
Neil
on.
wigs.
Yeah, no, I'm doing the first part on YouTube. So the main event I'm starting it earlier than I normally stream so that the Eastern timers can show up. So it's at like 7 Eastern time on YouTube, and then after we get done on YouTube, we'll move over to Twitch for an after party. So we'll catch
Awesome.
kind of everybody.
I don't even
Nice.
know. Oh, I know who I could pull off.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
Not sure who
I think I
could
might
met
know.
You've met
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Without-
I was like, I think
without
I
shaving?
might know.
without shaving, Neil.
You know what? If to do it for the Halloween, I would change all of it because this grows back in no fucking time. Like I sneeze and my hair grows like
Okay.
a 16th
That's-
inch. So
that sounds fine.
I could shave this off and I could do what he does with his, and even to the point of dyeing it blue. I could do that,
Ooh,
and then I
think
could.
you're just giving it away.
I'd have to. Yeah, oh shit! You're right. I did totally.
Major hint.
Anyway, yeah, I could do. All right, folks. I could do R and Raw.
That's what I was.
Talk
I
a
was.
little deeper. And
Yep.
Yep, that's what I was
you
thinking.
Gave it away.
Yeah.
You gave
You
it
gotta.
away.
You can't give it away though, because people gotta guess. That's
Yeah.
okay. Everyone already knows who I'm gonna be. So
Can you dress as my colon? Feel free. I have pictures of it. If you need reference.
oh my god, if Stool shows up as Neil's colon, I'm gonna. laugh.
That would be
If he greets us at the airport when we go there. dressed up as
I'm
my
scared to meet Stool in person.
colon, I will
Like,
give him the biggest hug in the world if he does that.
Yes, yes.
No,
Of course, he'll be
all your
escorted
little
out of the airport before.
all
we
your
get
little
there, I'm
peepus
sure.
chickens are coming home to roost.
That's true.
But yeah, no. Yeah, anyone who wants to hang out for either part of the celebration, think about who you want to dress up as because it'll be super fun. I'm trying to think of some other activities too that we can do. Stream.
Didn't want you to feel left out there, Blue.
That's definitely got me thinking about it. I want to go over and look at all the different stations. I can't think of this stuff offhand. So, the
Different
one Halloween
stations.
costume that I really liked. Nobody got to see it because I dressed up as once I did a Julius Caesar thing, and that was fine. But I did a take on that. I dyed the toga orange, and
Little
dyed
Caesar.
my hair orange, so it was Orange Julius.
Nice.
Oh,
But-
jeez.
But when I got to the party, and it was like the stabbing, blood, and everything else. But when I got to the party, it was so dark, nobody saw the color. So it's like I had to explain
Oh, no.
it, and it's just
Oh,
like, oh,
no,
damn, this
that's
is no
the
fun.
Sucks.
You're
That's the
supposed to just
absolute
see it and
worst.
get the joke, and
Now you know to bring a flashlight next time you go.
yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
It's actually Orange Julius.
He does
Yeah, it's
he has like
orange.
a He has like a tripod with a big light on. He's got several tripods. He has to set it up every time he wants to walk across the room. Just like,
I need an entourage. I need people following me with spotlights.
Spotlights. Yeah.
Aziz,
full-time video
light.
feed.
And then actually the following year, I dressed up as something and nobody recognized me. They didn't even know it was me. I mean, literally, it was several people at the end of the night. It was just like, oh, I had no clue who that was. So I dressed up as Hopper on Stranger Things. And I had a beard and did the hair and
Wow.
stuff like that.
That's fun.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do. But nobody recognized me at all. So I, again, had to explain the damn thing.
That happened to me when, this is back in the 80s, and he wasn't a huge character at the time. He kind of grew after that. I was a little early for this, but I did Lobo from DC Comics. I did him for 1 year, and I had the big boots with skulls on them, and I had the stars and stuff like that, and I had the chain that he carries with the big hook on the end of it, and the machine gun over the backstrap, and the vest, and all the makeup done, and red contacts. I wish I had pictures,
Brilliant.
and that's one thing I never got pictures of.
That's
that fucking
brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's
But I did Lobo, and my hair was black at the time, so everything worked out.
Yeah, we need to do stuff like that. That's what conventions are for, right? Where people appreciate the cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
They stop you to get your picture taken and stuff.
It's the only real cosplay that I ever actually put together. Most of my costumes, I just pick them up because I'm too fucking lazy to do that shit nowadays.
Yeah.
I can go on Etsy and someone else will make the costume I need.
Word.
just want to make a quick shout out to everyone in West Florida or in Florida. Please stay safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't be idiots. You know, please stay
Yes.
as safe as you possibly can be. Because I don't know if you all know, but Florida,
Getting
the
hammered
risk
right now.
of the risk of storm surge, a storm surge of 10 feet over ground
That's
across
huge.
Florida is pretty much you. And it's not the wind; it's going to be the water. Please stay safe. Please.
Yeah. And like Blue Cat says, don't shoot at the hurricane. No.
Yeah, don't.
We already know that doesn't work now.
Doesn't work. Oh,
about-
just throw an ace bomb into it.
Yeah,
Okay,
drop some
that's
nukes in there like
brilliant.
Trump wanted to do.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He literally asked if I could blow up the hurricane. Like, come on, man.
Now, he's sharp like a marble, buddy. You know that. Come on.
Come on, Southern District of New York, do your thing, baby. They got
Yeah,
them
really.
right where they want them. Come on.
Yeah, no, Stephanie's right, though. Even though I was poking fun at you guys earlier, it's all in fun. I love Florida. I've been there a few times. And I hope you guys stay safe.
Yeah.
But you still are the U.S.'s dick.
Absolutely.
Just stay safe.
Without question.
Hurricanes aside.
But
But you mean it in a good way, really.
In a funny way, because I have a meme of Canada wearing shorts, but Florida's hanging out the pants.
Oh, okay.
Right? And the shorts is the U.S., right?
yeah, it's
But they've got the
definitely
little-
America's dawn. No,
They've
no
got the
question.
little blurry stuff on it, so you can't see it, right? So, like, yeah, it's
You
pretty
had to
funny.
blur Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, don't end up like that meme. We don't want to see you guys get blurry.
Yeah. Okay, folks, I am going to wrap this up. There will be other
Hey, wait a
after
minute. This
shows.
is my show.
Yes. Just this little bit right here is kind of what I'm going to wrap up this section.
Well, Phil, it was great having you in, man. I think, is this the first one you've been in?
I want to say second, but I don't remember.
I seem
My
to have
memory's
a
not
memory
great.
of you being in here as well at some point, like
And-
way
and
back.
Yeah, it's not recently. Yeah. But well, that'll happen more often. So
Oh, it'd be
well, it needs more
fantastic.
free
And I'm
time,
looking
right? 'Cause-
forward. Yeah,
Good.
for sure.
I think it's I'm excited too because like I was so mad at myself for tonight for missing Sunny's. Cause I mean I had put it on my calendar 3 weeks ago and all this other stuff, and it's like, and the four of us that I had asked to have on are very different people, so I think it's gonna be interesting. So, and Teo is overdue, Mateo, and Dean from Kruger from South Africa, who I guess is I didn't know the guy before we found him for the Global Atheist, and he's got a background with Atheist Republic, so very different people. So
I did a lot.
All right, everybody.
I was involved with them when they were here.
So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have met all of you guys in person. Yes.
Aha.
There we go.
Yeah.
For some more obscure after shows.
Looking forward to the 13th.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do. I'll see you then.
You bet.
And
Bye-bye.
maybe, and probably before. Take care, everybody.
Right on.
See you, dude.
Cool. Bye, Phil.
All right, he's gone. Let's talk about him.
Come on, Phil. We can't miss you unless you leave.
Phil's a good guy.
I like Phil. He's funny. Tonight was because I seem to recall him being in one, but he was a lot quieter back then. But
Yeah.
tonight it's just like, I knew him a little bit, but not as much as getting to know people in these things helps big time with all of this. So
Getting to know you.
getting to know all
About you.
Yeah, Phil's great, and I'm getting to know him more tonight. And he's got a great sense of humor. I didn't even know he was into D&D. Like when he mentioned that, I had no idea he was into D&D.
I should have had you guys roll for initiative.
Well, I took the role anyways, and I won. That's how I got him scheduled on the show.
Aha.
I took the initiative. You see.
Roll.
Rager Ben.
B.
What the hell?
Well, since the guest of honor is gone, and
Mhm.
Phil is also gone, who pretty much runs the Skeptic Haven channel, by the way. If you missed the original interview, is linked below, by the way, and you can find the link for the Skeptic Haven YouTube channel. Highly recommend you sub to that because a lot of great shows go through that.
Do it.
Definitely do that. So
Done.
since they're both gone, and it's just us, and everyone's seen us a bazillion times, and I'm getting kind of tired, right? And it's almost been 2 hours. And I love you guys. I really do. I love you guys for coming in here all the time and hanging out with me and keeping me up.
Yeah, man.
And I mean that in a nice way, not the
Don't do it.
shut up, stool.
It wasn't weird yet. It wasn't weird yet.
Yeah, but it's me. Come on. I always make things weird. I don't see him in there anymore, so somebody's got to do it. And I don't. Ben, did you even notice that I changed your name?
No, I didn't.
Rager Ben.
I was not paying attention. It's funny.
Anyway, I thought I'd point that out. Neil Love Tube.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Neil Love Tube. There we go. That's what we'll rename
Neil's,
the channel.
Neil's
Love Tube on YouTube.
That's a thing. That could be a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, right? I thought so.
People all over
Sounded
the
good in my
world.
head.
Love Tube. It's a love
The
tube.
Love Tube is a YouTube
Love
love
Tube,
place.
baby.
I don't know.
No, not Love Shack. I was doing Love Train.
Tube. Oh!
Shack.
Oh!
Yeah.
People all over the world, join hands. It's a Love Tube. Oh. Blech.
All right, Stool.
I-
Let's not get carried away now. Or I'll make you buy some of the pictures. I'm kidding.
On
Nope.
on Oscar Fox.
Ixnay on the opicte.
Yeah. Oscar Foxtrot.
Oscar
there.
Foxtrot. There we go.
There you go.
All right. Yeah. So please subscribe to my Oscar Foxtrot channel.
Jeez.
I'm kidding. I'm
We're just
kidding.
gonna get right up on that edge. We're just gonna stay on the edge today. Okay.
It's poking. Just poking.
Um,
Just a little bit of poking.
this is why I smoke.
Yeah.
Make me nervous.
Speaking of which, hellbound hillbilly giggity. All right.
Yeah. HIH. There we go.
All right. Yeah, let's bring this one to a close. We had a great guest on tonight. If you missed it, there is a link below to the original interview, and you can check everything out over there. Also, once again, head over to that Skeptic Haven channel and give it a sub as well, because they got a great show going on over there, or multiple different shows, actually. So where else can you see Sarah Sagan? I mean, for crying out loud, I got to get Sarah on my show now.
There you go.
Or producer
And
Wes.
now you know the secret. Send her an email.
Yeah.
So apparently,
I
if you
can
make
send her an
contact with her, she talks to
Yes.
you.
Wow.
Strange.
Unheard of.
Most curious.
Intriguing. All right. So, yes, I will do that. I will see what happens. Now, I've done that before, and they've not answered, but that's okay. I'm just a nobody.
We swing
I'm
and miss
just a bill.
sometimes.
Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Yeah, anyway.
My wife
So
had
what-
never seen that as a kid.
Really?
She had never
Schoolhouse
seen
Rock?
it. She had never
That shit
seen
was
school.
always on.
She never saw it as a kid. She didn't see it until she was in like high school. She was like, "What
Really?
is this?"
It's on Blu-ray.
I was like, "What you mean you didn't watch no damn Schoolhouse Rock?" And then I started singing the Bill song or Conjunction Junction. What's your? She just looked at me. I was like, and then
Get out.
That's my other joke. It's either laugh it up fuzzball or I just point at the door. I just,
Get out.
don't say it. Just
Naughty number 9. They had a lot of great.
I'm gonna watch that on YouTube tonight.
Now
There
it's a
you go.
perfect place or thing. Person, place, or things. Right?
Yeah, there's got to be
One of
somewhere.
these things is not like the other.
That's Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm. School.
I have Lego Sesame Street, by the way. Just thought I'd bring that up.
Oh my God, there's a 67 video playlist. I know what I'm doing tonight.
Wow.
This is
All
what
right,
I do when
well-
I'm not on stream.
Brilliant, Mikey.
Mikey watches Schoolhouse Rock.
I just find playlists of things that are old. I've been watching all of the Bulls championships.
Oh, wow.
It's fair.
Wow, what a bunch of bums. What a bunch of unathletic bums. Watching them now, I'm like, yo, these guys are so old and slow, but they're 20. The 20-year-olds now are like fucking thoroughbreds. They're all 6'8" and sprinting like gazelles. And then I'm watching MJ bring the ball up court. It takes like 10 seconds for them to bring the ball across half court. I'm like, what is happening? This is the slowest game of basketball I've ever watched. And it's every series. It's crazy how things have changed.
Well, yeah,
It's like that for most sports, like hockey. Too.
it
You can
is
say the same thing about
totally like that for every sport.
that.
Yeah,
Basically
like
turn them into machines.
they're so like the performance of the athletes is so amped up. Like it's so much higher than it was
Well,
before.
the game changes. The game
So am I.
changes over time. You know, it just the game changes over time.
Yeah.
And we did it again, guys. We changed our game because I was bringing this to a close, but we just kept going on, and we're like the fucking Energizer Bunny over
Bring
here.
bring it to a close, Neil. Bring it to a close. Bring us down.
Bring us all right. You're all ugly, and your mother dresses you funny.
That's true. Always true.
I'm kidding.
I already got my sweater made fun of. I put it back on once Blakeus was gone.
Thank you, Freddie. Anyway. Yeah, that's it, folks. We're going to call this one in the books. If you missed, like I said before, if you missed the interview, it is in the description box below. And thank you to all you guys out there in the chat. It's because of you guys that we get to have such a good time. We love putting your comments up here. Your guys are hilarious, and you add to our hilarity. So thank you all for being here. And also my patrons, thank you guys for all you do for the channel. Couldn't do it without you. So hearts out to all of you. And that's about it. Until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late, great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And if you ain't got none, you can
Oh.
you can foxtrot. What was the other one?
No.
Oscar.
Oscar Fox.
Foxtrot Oscar.
There you go.
Which is the opposite of yeah. You can just foxtrot
Oscar
off.
Foxtrot. Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop now because yeah. All right. See you guys next time.